The right choice starts with the right information. That's why McLaren offers ER wait times online. Now, if you or a loved one needs care for a non-life-threatening illness or condition, you can go online to check wait times and even check in to save your spot, all from the comfort of home. Skip the uncertainty. Know before you go. McLaren Emergency Services. Your care is our commitment. View current wait times at mclaren.org/ER.
At Lansing Community College, I'm learning for my future. LCC offers 1- and 2-year pathways to careers in healthcare, IT, manufacturing, and other professional trades. More than 500,000 professional trades jobs will need to be filled in Michigan by 2026. So I know I'm learning for a great career. I belong at LCC. You belong here too. Visit lcc.edu/youbelong and enroll today.
It's the Sunday Chronicle on Stax 92.1. It's the Sunday Chronicle. We gon' give the news and keep you up to date. From crimes to the politics, you gon' know what's up about your way. We give 2 thumbs up to everyone out here doing their thing. We gon' show man love to all the ones working hard in communities. It's the Sunday Chronicle.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Carter, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. I'd like to thank all my listeners and followers for being here once again, bright and early on this Sunday morning. We are so happy to be back, people. I hope you are having a lovely morning. And I also would like to thank my trusty co-host to my right, Span.
Howdy doody.
How are you? Thank you for being here once again. I appreciate you.
I haven't had an energy drink, so you're safe today.
Okay. I can tell the difference. It's not as much edge, but it's like, it's good. It's a good balance.
I like to bounce on the walls like I'm a 5-year-old, so... But not this time. I'm behaving.
Okay, and I'm behaving too. This is serious business.
Yes,
right?
It is serious business. The former super junior weight champion of Capital Pro is here.
Heck yeah. Jerry Norris, I am so happy to have you here. That was a great intro, and it was natural. I like how you just was like, hey, yeah, thank you, Span.
My pleasure.
Jerry, thank you for being here. I know it's been a minute since we chatted, so this is going to be a great time.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And thanks for, getting all my accolades out there.
Heck yeah. Well, that ain't even...
Put some respect on his name!
Right. That wasn't even the icing. That wasn't even a bit. We ain't even got started in the stuff that Jerry Norris has done with the Fledge, y'all. This is just... It's so much. And so let's dive in, Jerry. Tell me, what's on the top of your mind, because you have a lot of things going on, great things. So tell me what's number one priority for you and the Fledge this year.
Well, I think at the top of my mind is housing.
Yeah, okay.
And trying to make sure that we've got programs going and that we're doing a lot of education to people on how we could solve the housing problems, especially in the unhoused area. But once you start talking about housing, you got to talk about everything else. So
oh gosh, yeah. So with that, I wanted to ask you, there's people listening and they might not all be familiar with the Fledge. So just tell us a little bit about you, the Fledge, and what drives that spark, that passion that you have.
Yeah, I'll start with that passion part because,
right.
I was born in Lansing in the 60s and grew up, in Section 8 housing and food stamps and poverty and all of that stuff. And a lot of people in the city helped us out, helped my family out, and made sure that I went on to college and all the things you're supposed to do. So I consider Lansing, I got raised by Lansing, not just my mom. And, I went around the world doing a bunch of stuff. And when I sold my last software company, I said, I really need to focus on Lansing. I owe them a debt. And what I see is so much poverty still here after 60 years. So many people living check to check and barely able to afford their basic needs. So I want to work on lowering the cost of basic needs and increasing the probability that people are going to have prosperity. So higher wages and better jobs and more skill sets and things like that. And if we work on both sides of the equation, then maybe more people can afford their basic needs, and then more people can sit around and have conversations like this.
Yes. And so when you say both sides of the equation, do you are you talking about like the needs pyramid kind of, instead of just trying to work upwards, you're saying to attack it from the top and the bottom?
Yeah,
right?
That's exactly what I'm trying to do. So, if you got to spend $5,000 a month on all of your bills, but you're only making $4,000 a month, you have to choose between childcare and paying the heat bill and, things like that. But if you get a raise, then maybe that'll help you get over that threshold as well.
Right. And I think about some of these choices that we have to make. And even, I'll say even for myself, but choosing between certain luxuries and prescription medications, because things have just gone up. And I think about that from day to day. As things change for me, I have to continue to keep changing, what I'm doing to make ends meet. And so, I'm thankful for what I have, but I'm thankful that we have people like you, Jerry, and the Fledge, because it's so much in there. Tell me about, I know you said you guys, do a business incubator, right?
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about the business incubator and how someone like myself can get involved.
I think that when people hear business incubator, they start to think, I've got to have a really established idea, and I've got to, I'm trying to be a millionaire. And what I think is important is that all of us have a problem that we're facing every day or that we see around us, and we start to think about solutions for those problems. And when you start to think about a solution that can be sustainable, like you can make money from it, that's when you become the entrepreneur. And so I think there's a lot more entrepreneurs out in Lansing than we give credit to sometimes. You can't make it out of Lansing without a side hustle.
Right.
And so there's such an entrepreneurial spirit here, and so many things that people can have ideas. We don't really have a lane. If you want to start a software company, we're there for you. If you want to start a food truck, we're there for you. If you want to just, have an event, we're there for you. But anything to get your entrepreneurial spirit out there, because at the end of the day, entrepreneurs solve the problems in our community, and we need a lot of help. We've got a lot of problems.
Yeah, we're us small businesses, we're propping up the economy, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if we know how much value we add, right? Because we're helping out with jobs and different developmental things. And what I really like about the Fledge, because you have this whole system and you're helping people develop themselves professionally, but you also have the events too, right? So it's like I can work on who I am too while I'm working. Maybe I will go to the Valentine's Day dance that you guys are hosting, or maybe I'll go to Capital Pro Wrestling, or, these different events. And I like when you say about working on the whole person and tackling them from the both sides, because that way I think it really does nurture that person inside, that creative spark, and that's what I see you doing.
We often say that connection is the opposite of everything bad. So the more connections you have, the more probability you're going to run into somebody who can help you. So to have a really big, diverse set of events, we get a lot of people that might not meet each other otherwise. And it's that connection right there that makes it all work.
Yeah, I mean, and it's amazing. And I really, take my hats off for what you all are doing, because if people didn't know, Jerry actually helped me with my Community Catalyst program with the Lansing Catalyst. He gave me gave the organization the first $99 for 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one. And so that really motivated me, Jerry. That really kicked my butt into gear, because I had everything set up as far as the structure, but you helped me with the connections you helped me with, that $99 went far for me because I put it towards some fees for the state, to get the company or the organization going. So that goes back to that connection piece, right? I was on that. I was on your Every Damn Day. And so this did get me thinking about the challenges that we face as a community. And you talk about mutual aid. And I think about when I have something to give, I know I can go to the Fledge, right? If I need a little something, I can go to the Fledge.
See, I think people look at those free stands as, like they're something that haven't ever been there before, or that is something where it's a charity or whatever. Mm-hmm. But all we're doing is borrowing a cup of sugar from our neighbor, and our neighbor's going to come over and borrow some toilet paper or whatever.
Right.
And we need to get back to stuff like that, where we're taking care of each other and realizing that the more we punch at each other or we punch down, we're just getting stuck in a rut. We got to be punching up and taking care of each other all the way along the route.
That's facts. I mean, and that's facts. And that's what we have to do in this economy with things being so tight. Really, dig in our bootstraps, and we have to work together, especially as entrepreneurs coming together on the front, whether it be bartering and those types of things and collaborating to fill those gaps where, the resources, maybe they're not there like they used to be. So how do we pull them, work together, and continue to move forward, adapting to the climate? And so I want to dive a little bit more into the Fledge and the Fledge Foundation, but I want to take a short break. And I know Span has some questions to answer or ask as well. Yes. But I want to remind the listeners that you are listening to the Sunday Chronicle. I'm your host, Yanice Carter, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. We'll be back after this.
Warm, sunny days are coming, and Lansing Community College is ready to give your child a summer of serious fun. The LCC Youth Summer Camps are now enrolling. There's a camp to spark every child's interest, from exploring Michigan wildlife to battling robots to film and animation. Full and half-day sessions are held at LCC East. Plus, there's before and after care, so it's convenient for parents too. More than 25 camps are available. View them all and register at lcc.edu/seriousfun. That's lcc.edu/seriousfun.
Packages start at $29.99 a month with signed agreement. Restrictions apply. Speak to a representative for complete offer details. See Vivint.com for license details. Terms and conditions apply.
Homeowners, if you're looking for the best in home security and smart home technology at a price you can actually afford, we have great news. Now you can get Vivint's award-winning home security systems starting at about $1 a day. U.S. News and World Report has recognized Vivint as the best professionally installed home security system of 2022. And right now, you can get Vivint's home security technology for about $1 a day. Plus, get free professional installation from a licensed technician. Protect your home and loved ones for as low as $1 a day. Call right now for your free home security consultation.
800-698-7191. 800-698-7191. 800-698-7191. That's 800-698-7191.
Hi, I'm Yanice Jackson, publisher and editor of the Chronicle News, host of the Sunday Chronicle, and mom. Amongst my many titles, I've added writer to them. My new book chronicles everything I've learned along the way. So check out my book, Notes from the Trail, available on Amazon and everywhere books are sold. For more information, visit my website at www.yaniceyvette.com. Welcome back to the Sunday Chronicle. If you were not here before we took a break, we're talking to Jerry Norris from the Fledge, and he is telling me about all these awesome additions that they've had to the Fledge because, I hang out there. I haven't hung out as much as I used to, so it's time to start hanging out some more. But I know that, they've purchased a farm, they have improved, they have a new roof, it's some food programs going on. Tell me about that. And then, I forgot about Span's question.
Well, no, I want to know about the food program. Like, look at my belly. I like to eat. So
me too. That's because I can bring something if it's like a potluck.
I think the food program's a good, like, little microcosm for us to talk about, because everything we're trying to do is harm reduction to keep people protected now, but to start to build systems and help people see how these systems work and where they need to be changed. So we might have a free stand where we're giving out food all of the time, but in the spring, we're going to be giving out plants so people can grow tomatoes on the balcony in a pot if they want, or we'll help people start a garden. And we want to bring that art of growing food back. And then we've also bought Urbandale Farm on South Hayford, where we're teaching young farmers.
And that's on the east side, right?
Yep, on the east side.
All right.
So we're teaching young farmers how to be farmers, whether they just want to have big gardens or they actually want to farm. And then we're tying that to, great partners like the Garden Project or the Allen Neighborhood Center or the Food Bank, and trying to do something more where we really want to build sovereignty within the food supply chain, because we got to quit eating these processed foods.
And
we've got to quit, not having the nutrition that we need, and we got to own our stuff again. We've got to get sovereignty in land, in housing, in food, in childcare, and all the basic needs.
I was talking to someone, and this was a couple years about urban farming. And then they said, well, I didn't know that was a thing in Lansing. I'm like, well, it's sort of kind of, we want it to be a thing, right? Because one, it's going to help us with our bodies, as far as what we put in our bodies. If we, have these fresh, healthy foods, we won't have to put as many supplements and stuff into our diet, right? And learning how to grow our food, right? So we don't always just want charity. We want to know how to be sustainable, and that's what I like about your program. And it's very inclusive. I think you described it as radically inclusive, and that's a good way to describe it, because we're all radically different, right? And I like that you allow a space for that creativity to come alive.
Well, thank you for that. Radical inclusion, I think some people think it's just like a tagline or something. But at the end of the day, what it means is if my back's to the door and you walk in the Fledge and you say, "Can I?" I'm saying yes before you finish that question and before I turn around. Because saying yes to people isn't the norm. We have a lot of mistrust with each other, and we try to trust you first, because, if I trust you first, you're going to have a higher probability of trusting me back. And then we can really get on with our relationship. We don't have to sit around trying to figure each other out all the time.
So with your kitchen, if we are maybe an aspiring restaurant, we can reach out to you, out to the Fledge.
We're not licensed yet. We're still chewing on some of that. But you can still reach out to us, because we do partner with Allen Neighborhood Center and what they do with their incubator kitchen and their maker kitchen. And we're part of the TRACK program with LEAP, the Lansing Economic Area Partnership.
Yes.
So, it's always, like you said about your story with 99 Problems But a Pitch Ain't One, it's about the connection, right?
Yes,
and that old phrase, it's kind of evil when you think of it. It's not what you know, but who you know.
Yeah.
It's a fact, though, man. Somebody out there has resource and knowledge for you. Go find that people.
And it's good, because sometimes there are some that seem to want to hoard the information, but I'm like, it's enough for everybody. And so another initiative, Span, what you wanted to ask about something else, not just the food. You said you were asking about something else, I think.
Well, Jerry talked about selling a software company. So I just wanted a little background on how Jerry got into this. Like, Lansing raised you, and from there, you built a life. You traveled the world. You sold a software company.
Wow.
Like, how did you get to the point where you thought selling the software company and coming back to Lansing would be exactly what you needed to do for the next step in your life?
Well, I built and sold 3 globally operating software companies. And in my last one, I was commuting to Dubai, every 6 weeks for 12 years.
From
Lansing.
Okay.
And, you know, that really makes you miss out on a lot of important things, especially when you're raising a young family like Shannon and I were. And as soon as we sold that company, and I didn't really want to sell it, my board kind of forced me to, I started another company the next day because I still had intellectual property that I could sell. Mm-hmm. And about 3 days later, I was like booking a trip to go to Europe already, and I was like, I've got to do something for Lansing. This city raised me. I haven't, you know, I saved lives in Dubai with our projects, but I never really did anything in Lansing. And so it was kind of an epiphany that, hey, I owe a debt to these guys, and all my friends that I might have went to Riddle or Gardner or Everett or Eastern with, they didn't all make it out. And some of them were smarter than me, some of them were better wrestlers than me, but they got stuck here. And I wanted to come back and work on the systems that caused that and start giving people opportunity like I had. I want to raise somebody. I want to teach other people how to raise somebody. You know, we often think about parents, but parents have stuff to do too. Mm-hmm. And it's really the uncles and the aunties and the grannies in the neighborhoods that really take care of the fabric of a community. Mm-hmm. And so I want to make sure that people know where the aunties live. Yeah, yeah. And that's good. Connecting back community, you know, I think that attacking these silos is so very important. And there's so much overlap where we can just really combine efforts. And so I see you doing that with the Fledge. So you can actually go on to your website, right, and fill out that trek. Yes. For LEAP. LEAP, excuse me, y'all. Yeah, for LEAP. And they have different opportunities, and it's a 6-week program, y'all. It is funded by LEAP. Jerry runs one. There's also one, I believe, for Transformation Gyms. And there are a couple that are designed specifically for BIPOC and people of color. And so if you get a chance, y'all, take a look at that. If you're just kind of wondering, you don't have to have this whole complete business plan, right, to start up something, you know, because we're making history now. It's not etched in some time period. It doesn't get frozen. We are the history makers. And what we have to do is combine our efforts. And we don't have to do it, but I think it'd be more efficient. I think it be more effective and definitely fun. I like to do stuff with other people. So, you know, when I think about Fledge, I think about fun and having a conversation about who knows what I'm a walker to, but it's going to be all good, you know. So, with that, I wanted to ask I gotta ask the question of the day. We didn't ask. Oh, the question of the day. Yes, the Chronicle question of the day, because we're spicing things up a little bit at the Sunday Chronicle now. We just want to know. So the Chronicle question for today, I'm gonna let Span ask the Chronicle question. The Sunday Chronicle question for the day.
If you had 48 hours to live, what would you do?
I would sit in a room with my family. That's a period. I want every hour that I can get.
Yeah. Jerry, you're one of the most beautiful people I've ever met.
I know. The heart is just, it never, it's flowing all love.
Golly, dude.
I know.
Why do I want to cry right now?
I don't know. Please don't. No. No, this is a safe space, man. If you want to cry, you go ahead and cry.
The good thing about crying is, you know, your strength comes from vulnerability. New strength never comes from your old strength. Mm-hmm. Your new strength comes from where you're going to be vulnerable. That's why it hurts to lift weights. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel good to lift weights. So I get a tear in my eye.
Yes,
Jerry the Gem Dropper Norris. I know,
Jerry the giant gem dropper.
Jerry the Gem Dropper Norris.
Yes, man. I love it. I love it.
If you're trying to be if you're trying to take the belt for Super Junior Weight Champion again, that's your tag. Jerry the Gem Dropper Norris. There you go.
That's nice. That's nice. If 48 hours, if I have 48 hours, it's pretty much say I would throw a big party. Well, it's kind of exclusive, you know, and then I would taper down to just those very, very intimate, my family, you know. That's what I would do. I'd throw a big party. I like to party, you know. And then it'd be smaller party. And I guess that's it.
Yeah, because my answer,
you don't have an answer?
Let's just say some people don't want to see me. Let's just say that. That's what I do with my 48 hours.
Some people don't want to see you.
I would go see some people who don't want to see me. That's what I want to say.
Okay, all right. Well, on that note, I want to thank my guests for being here. Jerry, thank you for coming by.
Thanks
Jerry,
for having me.
Gem Dropper, no
I know, Gem Dropper. We are silly. Thanks for coming. And so when you start, well, I know you're doing every damn day. Are you going to do that again? You're like probably like, that's a lot of work every day.
We're starting a new podcast called Project 2026.
Okay.
For the people, by the people.
Okay.
And it is a response to what the government's doing to us now, and a demonstration of how we don't need them. So if they're not going to be there for us, we'll be there for each other.
Okay, well, I like that, and I hope to be a guest on that podcast. Please invite me and Span. And Span, thank you once again for everything.
My pleasure.
This was a great episode, right?
Every episode is great. Just stop playing.
Okay, so we got to take selfies after this. All right. And everybody, my listeners, thank you once again for tuning in to the Sunday Chronicle. Please come back next week. I'm your host, Yanice Carter, coming to you from Stax 92.1 FM. This is the platform for community because community knows what community needs. Make it a great day.